Frenzies, and welcome back to another video on my channel. Today I'm going to be doing something a little bit different because we're going to be talking sort of about Storytime. Is going to be sort of a new series that I do where I just talk about real life stories that have happened to me. Yeah, hopefully we'll be starting soon. Anyway, so this story is my friend's scary lake house that I went to. Peace Pig's lake house. Actually, hold on, what's up? It was actually Peace Pig's lake house, and we all just, it was a fun time. Okay, so what happened was I've been to there twice. But the first time I went there, it sounded like a really good idea and whatnot. So what happened was Peace Pig invited me to go. You know, just me and Peace Pig and his dad. So we were driving to the lake house. My friend Taco Papa Place couldn't go, so it was just us. And what happened was when we were going, apparently it was very far away. So once we arrived at the place, I think it was in Ware, maybe, but New Hampshire. Once we arrived, it was very spooky already. It was very weird. It was like down like a hill, and down the hill there was like the little drive-in with a bunch of little lake houses, and obviously it was a very nice lake. I'll get them there. So here's the scary part. Once I walked in the house, it was so quiet. Nobody was outside. And then once I went in the house, it scared the crap out of me because it was just weird. It was like really scary antiques. They were like mannequins. But that was taken out. But what happened was I went back out. We were going swimming in the lake. And every single time I got in the water, which was freezing, by the way, it just felt like ice. And I could just feel something brushing up against my leg. And it was just the scariest thing, because I kept on thinking, there's some fish in this water that is literally trying to kill me right now. That it wants to kill me. But then it started like feeling almost like a hand. So I got out, and me and my friend, Peace Pig, both got out of the water, and we had cheeseburgers. And what that happened, I was talking about, like, did you feel that too? And he's like, no, it's probably just this and that. And, well, you know, 'cause he's not a person to worry. He always thinks like that is good. So we had our cheeseburgers. Like, it took a while, actually. But we finally had everything. We were going back in the water, so, because I was like, well, maybe it was just my imagination. Maybe Peace Pig was right. Maybe there's nothing to worry about. So we went in the water. I kept on like looking down, and I kept on seeing this shadow type thing in the water. But it was all right. You know, Peace Pig was like, oh, it's probably just a small little fish. So once I looked down, like, because I kept on feeling something, and I looked in, I kept on seeing the shadow. But when I looked down, I felt the shadow because it was very shallow water at the time. And literally it was just sand. But my hand was on the shadow. So that shadow wasn't there, but it was. And it was just creepy. It was freaking me out. It was, Peace Pig couldn't see it. Peace Pig could see it. But he's like, that's just a fish. It's probably just a tree or something. You know, he's the kind of guy. He's still not thinking that it's this, you know, this thing trying to kill us, but I don't think that he believes necessarily anything I was telling him about the thing. So I kept on seeing the thing. He didn't care about it. We went back in. No, it was I think it was dark out, and it wasn't the best time to go swimming again. Like, I wanted to go swimming just that way I could, you know, sort of go back out and see, is this going to happen again? Because, you know, don't get me wrong, as much scary as swimming was there, it was fun. So we went back out, and we went for a good hour. It was like 7 o'clock now. And I didn't feel anything until Peace Pig went back in to go to the bathroom real quick. And we're gonna I was chilling out at the lake, right in the water. So, and that way I could, when I was alone, I swear, a ball, like, it just went out of nowhere and hit me. It scared the crap out of me. Now, at first I thought it was Peace Pig, but it wasn't. And, like, that made it even scarier. And I'm like, that was a joke. But, like, I was thinking scared badly. Like, that was the worst. This is, like, the scariest experience I've ever had in my entire life. Now, obviously, it could have been someone, or the ball had been down there for quite a little while, and the tide pushed it back at me, but I swear that thing had hit me in the face. And it hurt. Trust me, it did hurt. It had a little bit of power on that thing, so it's not going to feel good. But, all I know is that it did not want to happen again. It didn't happen again until I kept on seeing the shadow again. And that's when I said, well, this has gone way too far. So I stayed in the water until Peace Pig came. He comes and he's like, well, okay, I will stay in the water for about 10 minutes. And you get out and do something in the lake house. Now, I was like, okay, so you can feel my pain. And he's like, okay. So that happened, and everything was alright for about 10 minutes until he screamed and he came out of the water. He's like, I'm never going back in there again. Let's just stay out for a little bit. So that was the first time I went in the lake house, and then about the second time, I left, and it was like a month later maybe, and we went back. Now, I don't think we went in the water since then, because Peace Pig's like, you know what, you're right, I don't want to go back in that water. So we didn't go back in the water, and then Peace Pig's like, okay, maybe it was just that day, maybe it wasn't a good day, and I'm like, okay, we'll try it again. So we tried it again, we're about to try it again, we went in the lake house, we got our swimsuits on, and whatnot. Now, obviously, it is very cold in New Hampshire, in Manchester especially. So, the water, once again, was ice. Like, icy cold. So, it hurt. It was so cold. But, you know what? We thought less of it. We're like, who cares, right? So, we went in. We're like, okay, this seems, alright, and we're not gonna think twice about it. We went in, I didn't see anything, and then, okay, so once we're leaving, because we had like 5 minutes left, and we were gonna leave in the water, bam, I saw it again. I couldn't see it, but I heard, I felt something brushing up against my leg. And this time it sort of hurt. It was like, it stabbed me almost. Like, it had really rough scales, at least. If it was a fish, then those were scales and it was rough as crap. Anyway, we left, and I have not been back there since. Yeah, that was basically my story. If you like this video, I'll get 3 likes on it. This is a new series. And then I'll do my next lovely video. See ya. Hasta la